there, it's Jo here from Creative Empowerment. Today I'm here with a video, a pick a card video, and it's all about releasing. What are you ready to release? There's a lot of energy that's affecting all of us at the moment, whether that be on a huge global level, a planetary level, a local area or community level, or a personal level. The energies that are affecting us are, I was going to say really intense, which they are, but I also don't want to push or amp things up. What I want to say is that we're all here. We decided to come here for this, so we're prepared for it and we're ready for it. Our human 3D self doesn't always remember, so there are times when it feels challenged more, and we are living through a very challenging time. Now, to put that in context for you for right now, I wanted to make a video that's all about releasing. Coming to the end of 1 year, but it doesn't matter if you're watching this when I'm making it or not. But it's about what you're ready to let go of, what you're ready to release. When we're hanging on to things, we can't allow new things to come into our lives. And I really know that, and I'm feeling this push and pull at the moment myself. So I'm really interested to find out what these readings have in store for us, because I often find that I get messages too. And afterwards, when I'm editing, I'll find a pile that I know is mine. And other times I know just specific areas there for me too. Anyway, I'm glad you've joined me today. Thank you for watching. We're about to jump straight into the readings. I'll see you in a minute. So here we have objects that are in the place of our piles for today. We have a little stone that my daughter's painted. We have a shell. I'll bring it a little bit closer so you can see it. We have a beautiful piece of tiger eye, desert rose, another lovely shell we've collected, and then a nut off a tree, or a seed pod, should I say. Now I'm going to, if you're ready and you're ready to happy to make a choice from here, you can find the timestamps below. But I'm going to pull one card for each of the piles, which you will see. So if you would like some more information before you jump to your pile or piles, please stay with me and I'll put a card out. So for more information for each pile, we're showing up with one card. And I feel like we're going deep into the shadow today. I haven't pulled these piles. Sometimes I pull them at the beginning of the reading, and other times I pull them during. And today we're working through it as we go. So pile 1, we have pleasure. And this is what you're ready to let go of. Now, I know some of you may see these cards and think, but I want pleasure in my life. But we don't understand what that means yet. But you're getting a little bit more information. Protection in the reverse for pile 2. Pile 3, we have focus and tuberose. Pile 4, we have the reversed visualization and petunia. And the full moon, just noticing that with that card. Pile number 5 is strength reversed. And again, I've said we don't know what these mean yet. Commitment, pile 6. And again, another full moon. So I wanted to draw your attention to, more information. So I'm just following Spirit's guide and just being led on a merry dance. So please join me, and if you're ready, and if you have one pile or two piles that you are being led to by your intuition, then you will find the timestamps in the description box below. My pile number 1, here is your reading today about what you're ready to release. Now, I'm not really sure. I'm being really drawn to the white dot in the very center of this little painted rock. But as yet, I'm not getting any information about what it means. So we'll put it over to the side and we'll see if I'm drawn back to there as we go through the reading. So pleasure. This for me, pile 1, is about you feeling like you don't accept pleasure in your life unless it's like clandestine. So big word, unless it's stolen, unless it's you seeking it out under the cover of darkness at night, or, like maybe it's going through the takeaway drive-through when nobody knows you're doing it, or buying yourself chocolate and eating it before you get home. It's stolen pleasures, yeah? So it's kind of like you're not allowing yourself to experience the pleasures of life because there's a what it feels like a very deep hurt, and you don't believe that you deserve these things. So it feels very, very deep inside that this pain is, and I feel like you're perhaps covering it up with either food or some other sort of, could be technology, it could be gambling, could be clothes, could be alcohol, could be smoking, whatever it is. Feels like there is a dark pleasure, and something that gives you pleasure that is not good for you. So it's time that it's ready for you to release, or you're getting ready to release it, because some of you might watch this and think, I'm not ready to let go of that right now, and that's okay. But you are ready to release this, and let's see what else we've got. So secret temptation, being led astray, same card. But what I'm noticing here is the birds sitting on either side of this person's shoulders. So birds are cosmic messengers from spirit. And I'm not sure if these are like owls or if they are something else. But birds are fifth dimensional. Birds bring us hope, courage. They can bring us stuff that allows us to heal and work through situations. And perhaps it's time for you to, ask for animal assistance. And what I mean by that is spirit animal assistance, that to help you heal and deal with whatever this stolen pleasure is for you, whatever it is, and to take the fun out of it for you. And I think part of me just felt like I was staring at myself in the face going, what are you talking about? Why would you do that? But the thing about this is that the stolen pleasure for you, that's what gives this the payoff. If you didn't have the payoff, you wouldn't do it. Because one of the things that Spirit wants me to tell you is you're not addicted to whatever this substance is or whatever this thing is. You are addicted to the payoff. Now, perhaps you could argue with me that that's an addiction. I don't really want to go into that right now. Spirit wants you to know that you have the skills to get rid of this, and you are ready to release it. And I feel like now I'm being drawn back to this. It can be black and white, but it's not black and white. You see how there's all those little blue dots in there? This can be as easy or as difficult as you want to make it. And whether you want to think about the grey areas, that's up to you. This card here shows you that you are being controlled by something at the moment. You are strong. You are a strong person, but you are being controlled by something, and you are being led astray by whatever this thing is that you're ready to release. Now, I'm going to leave those cards there, not really sure why, but I'm going to move over here and come back to that. So we have a 10, which feels like a completion. So a 10 is a completion of a cycle. It's like you've done it, it's dusted, you're moving on. And this is talking about your cosmic ancestors and voicing your concerns. Now, with this card, when I pulled this card, I was like, I need to clarify that card straight up, because it can mean so many different things. But what I'm being drawn to now is this space in here and all this current of electricity that's going towards one thing. And I feel like perhaps your ancestors may have also had this addiction or this affiliation with making things go away through substance or something, the way of pacifying themselves with that. So I feel like this may have been something that has come down from your lineage, but the way that a way to help you work through it is creative writing. Maybe talking to Archangel Gabriel. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen or article or book. And this could be a blog, or it could be, some video, a vlog or anything. But I feel that perhaps if you start working through how you feel, rather than talking to people who may or may not understand, and you may not have the time or you don't want to put the effort in that way, but perhaps just releasing your thoughts and your feelings, and perhaps looking back at your ancestral patterns and people who've gone before you in your family, because it does feel like there's going to be a link there for you. And once you find the link, it may help you realize that this isn't all on you. And that, to me, feels very good, because once with addictive behaviors, we can often put a lot of blame on ourselves, and it makes it worse and it makes it harder to deal with. Once we realize that these are patterns of behavior that we do to get a certain payoff, if we can start putting, drawing some lines around things, it can help us move forward. And one of the ways could be using creative writing. The other way is to have a look at the people in your family who may have also used the same things that you do, or have the same patterns but use it in a different way. So now the card sitting under here, great cards. One is the Tower, and that's all about the forced destruction of something that's not working. And when we look at the thing that we're talking about here, whatever this is for you, this is, it's not built on solid ground, which means it's not something that's meant for you to continue with. It's meant to fall away. So this is a great card for you. It's also being taken out of your hands. It's like, this is coming no matter what. But that's partly you making that happen, because you can see this card next to it. This is about you actually understanding your emotions. This is you drawing from all of those wonderful, really accomplished ways of being with your own emotions, understanding where they come from, understanding the past again. And the 5 here, it feels important, those 5 streams of emotions. So that could be yourself plus 4 other people, or 4 other things. So there's a 5 here, and it's important. It's half of the 10. So I know I'm probably talking in like riddles at this point for some of you, but for some of you we'll see these links here. So 5 is half of 10. So perhaps if you go back 5 years ago, or perhaps if you go back half your age, whatever it is, there's going to be this thing of dividing and doubling. Again, I know I'm making no sense. Perhaps if you look back into the past, which to a certain point, you'll find that there was a point where you felt like you not had all the answers, but you were on top of your emotions. That's how I really want to say about it. And you felt like you could support others and give to others. And whatever's happened in between that time, it's been a lesson for you. It's not breaking you down to put you down and to break you so that you're not fixable. It's breaking you down so that you can move forward. It's breaking you down so that you can go back to the good things about yourself, that you can feel pleasure in your life and allow yourself to have pleasure when you want to, when it feels right for you, but not because you want to satisfy the hurt within. Now the last 2 cards are here, and I'm really not sure why we're leaving these to last, but let's see where we're going. Royalty. To be real and authentic is to be a king and rule the jungle of obstacles and difficulties, overcoming the temptation to be cowardly or to lie. I move through life with dignity. Well, now I know why we left that till last. And we also have another 10, and we have, that sort of all your cups are filled. All your cups are filled because you're feeling good about yourself. And if you have a look at the landscape that these people are on, it's flat. It's not bumpy. There's a little bit of, emotion coming through it. There's sunshine, there's happiness, there's a small little house there, but it's contentment, and it's contentment in it can be an exciting, rich way, or whatever, abundant way, but it could be as simple as being complete and feeling complete within yourself. And that's not simple, I know, But what I mean is it doesn't have to be that big grandeur, but this will be you when you can feel like you're a king. You rule the obstacles and difficulties of your life. You know how to do them without shrinking back into stealing pleasures to make yourself feel good. You'll just feel good without all of that stuff. Thanks for watching Pile 1, a very, very deep message here. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought of this reading. Please like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you again in a reading soon. Bye for now. And here we have Pile 2. If you chose the little snail seashell, this is your first card. And Pile 2, this is all about protection, but in the reverse. So what I feel that you're ready to let go of is this over anxiety that has been going on in your life. This feeling of flight or fight, this feeling of completely being connected to things that frighten you, that you have been allowing yourself to be totally overwhelmed. It feels like the amount of anxiety that you have going through your body at the moment, Pile 2, is not healthy, and it's time to let it go. It feels like it's turning you on your head, and it's not good for you. So this is what it's time for you to let this go. So let's bring in some more cards for you. Okay, Pile 2. Now we have a lot more cards out for you now. So let's have a look at what's happening. Where's what's being creating this anxiety, and what we can do about it, how we can move forward, and how to release it in the best way. So we have ivy over here, and the ivy, it's got that sort of real moody quality about it. It's sort of hiding the full moon. The ivy is something that can be really overwhelming. So it can grow really quite fast, and, you know, it can cover and smother so many things. And it feels like that is how your anxiety has been creeping up on you, that it feels like it's been some time that this has been happening for you. And I'm really being drawn to this very still, dark water here. So it feels like underneath, under the surface, there's some issues that you have not dealt with from the past. And you may have then brought in new habits that haven't supported you during this time you've been going through recently. And the ivy has now, or the idea of anxiety and things being built upon a surface that's already got some stuff under there. It's like this, it's been allowed to grow and sort of flourish when you haven't had the tools, or you haven't felt like you've had a way out of it. It feels like to me. And this card, the Seven of Pentacles, is showing up to show that you have been working on it. It's not like you haven't tried some avenues. You've been doing some things. However, it's either been slow going, or you're not getting the results that you thought you were going to get. You haven't reached any results yet. So it feels like you're going further into this cycle of you're going more into like an overwhelm, because you feel like you can't cope with what it is that's happening. And that's why I feel like you've picked this shell. It's like you're going round and round, and you don't see an end to this cycle. So let's have a look at what the cards want to talk about. But we're going to deal with the situation here, and then the future over on this side. So we have contentment in reversed and harmony. And I'm just going to see if I can pick these up without moving everything. Got harmony. As a master, I resonate with who I am. I am in tune with my companions at home and at work. I see the beauty and know the secrets of all situations. Contentment. As a master, I have come to terms with and accept who I am. I no longer compare myself with others. Both of these talk about knowing who you are. Now, they're both in the reverse, and I feel like you don't know who you are, or it's not that you don't know who you are, Pile 2. It's more that you're you're a little bit frightened at the moment, and it's very difficult to see the wood from the trees. So you are not sure who you are anymore. You're not sure how you are placed in the world anymore, because things have changed, and, you know, things that you thought you knew about yourself may not be true anymore, or you are not trusting of the things that are showing up for you in this world, because they're things that you don't, they're challenging. You don't feel like you can cope with them. And that's definitely what the moon is here showing you at the bottom, or the energy supporting this. So spiritually, the energy that's supporting this is the illusion of what's happening in the present for you. You know, we have the dogs barking at the moon or howling at the moon, and there is a path in between. And it feels like sometimes that the moon shows up when there's a divide being created in our lives between what is reality and what is illusion, what is showing up or being highlighted, and the things that aren't being said, the things that are sort of like below the surface and a little bit secretive. And then we have the lobster, and the lobster's coming here sort of talking to you about there are alternatives, but they might feel a little bit weird. And I feel like that's the key here for you, is that you may have been trying a lot of things that you the coins are talking about the physical world and the idea of tangible things. You may have been trying things that you thought, A plus B equals C. And I feel like what's happening here is you're being asked to step out of that, the boundaries or the confines that your world is at the moment. And the moon is highlighting that there are some more unconventional ways to, well, the phrase is to skin a cat, or to get the job done, is what I want to say. So pile 2, we have wheat here, which is talking about, a day in the sunshine. It's talking about a good harvest, reaping what you sow. It's also talking about clearing the way, because we've got the harvest here. It's not the wheat field filled with all that promise and the idea of what you can get. But this is actually talking to us about when you harvest what you get. Now, this is a promising, promising future card for you. It's about what you could achieve, but it's not a certain outcome. We have this little, I can't remember what they're called, but we have, someone making a craft out of the hay. And that's showing us again, like the moon card, that there are different ways to use resources, and you don't always have to do the agreed upon way, because I feel like you're being guided down a different path. Now we have the Queen of Swords down here, who is quite decisive. However, she's in the reverse, so it feels like it's either yourself or someone around you who's being indecisive about the things that you may be choosing, or the avenues you're choosing to deal with this anxiety in your life, or whatever's creating the anxiety. So for some of you, this is all about how you deal with your anxiety, and for others, this is about how you manage whatever is creating the anxiety. So I hope that's clear. But there is confusion, and it's a bit unclear at the moment how to move forward and achieve this outcome. And it feels like here you've got the outcome, but you don't know how to make the outcome happen. Now, I pulled some more cards because it felt like this wasn't complete for you. And we have the Queen of Wands, and again we have her in the reverse. Now the Queen of Wands is someone who's very passionate about things, and perhaps that's you again, or it's someone around you. And she is really good at helping things grow. She's good at the passion and excitement, and bringing sort of like a really accomplished sense of how you get from A to B, someone who knows what they're doing and accomplished. But again, she's in the reverse. But it feels like you need a bit of that reversed queen action, whether that's you or these are women around you, because it feels like this is a cycle that you're going through, and it's something you need to play out. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean allowing yourself just to be buffeted by the winds of, whatever's coming to you. But it's more about realizing that to find your way forward, sometimes you might need to turn things on its head. Sometimes you might need to take qualities that you know about yourself, such as you might normally be decisive. You might normally be someone who gets stuff done and is able to do things quite easily. But these things might be in the reverse for you. And perhaps it's this experience that you need to help you progress forward through this time, so that you learn from your anxiety, or the anxiety that you're experiencing. I don't want to give it to you and make you think that you need to keep it forever, because our emotions and things, our feelings show up for us to learn. And it's time for you to learn a different way of dealing with it. Whatever it is that you have been doing, it's allowing it to grow and to sort of get out of control. But you have the ability within yourself, and sometimes at the moment you might not be able to feel it, but you have the ability within yourself to look at a different path, to look at some things that other people around you might think are strange, but they're going to work for you. They're going to be the thing that cuts through for you, and you will be able to, neat and tidy. So this is all totally overgrown. This is controlled. This is, I know how to do it. I know when it needs to be cut down. I know what I'm going to use those sheaths of wheat for. So there's all of this, this idea of growth and progression, but it is within your hands. But you need to learn some new skills to be able to progress. Thank you, pile 2. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope it's made sense for you. Thanks for watching my channel today. Hope to see you again in the future. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Bye for now. Hi, pile 3. If you picked the Tiger Eye, then this is your reading. And Tiger Eye, great stone for abundance. Also very good for belief in self and that solar plexus kind of energy, which is, I feel, what we're working with here. So we've got, the first card is focus, and this is what you're ready to release. So without really going into the idea of focus, it feels like your wisest part of you is looking you in the eye and really wants to have a very good talk to you. Okay, pile 3. So it feels like it's time to let go of some old stuff for you. And maybe your focus needs to be on yourself. So the card underneath is the sun. And I often identify the sun with ourself, with our belief around who we are as a person. And, it's because it all radiates back into the center. And if we aren't focused on ourselves and caring for ourselves, then, our lives pretty much fall apart. If we're focused on other people, we will feel resentful and all those sorts of things. And so I feel like your focus, wherever it is at the moment, needs to be put on yourself. So I feel like the bit to let go of is to focus. If you have focus on anything else at the moment, the focus needs to come within. It's to draw it back to the center of your being. Caring, seeing with depth and really understanding the connection and responsibility we all have towards each other. As a master, I act with full and open heart, even if it takes extra time and takes me out of my way. Now, for me, I feel like you have either been caring for somebody else, or your attention and focus has not been within you. And that's why this wise part of you is really, the focus here is you. And you're ready to let go of focusing on anything that is not you. Now, that's your main message. I can keep elaborating on it, but that's the main focus here. You know, the tiger eye is all about the solar plexus and about that fire within, about understanding yourself, about self-respect, self-efficacy, you know, all these self things. It's about you looking into yourself, and that's what this owl here is doing, is looking straight at you, saying it's time to focus on you, nobody else. Not no matter how important whatever it is you have been focusing on is, it's time to bring that focus back to yourself. Illuminate the shadows. Focus on a solution. So that's really interesting because we have the word focus again. So the shadows could be your guilt. The shadows could be you feeling hurt. Whatever it is that you're being focused on, there's been a reason for you to focus on it. And it feels like it's deep stuff, feels like it's shadow stuff, feels like it's stuff that you, it feels a burden, okay? So really cut to the chase. It feels like whatever it is a burden. But it's time to focus on the solutions, because illuminating the shadows, we're focusing on them. We don't want to focus on whatever it is you've been focusing on. It's time to break with that and find other ways. Focus on solutions so that you can move forward. Now, this may seem like hard work, and it may feel like, work that you're not going to see the outcome of for a little while yet, because you're not yet ready to reap the rewards of doing this work. This work is going to feel a little bit like you don't want to do it. You're going to want to procrastinate and maybe just stand around and watch things rather than actually do things. But this is, it's unthankful because it's probably for yourself, and so it feels like you shouldn't, or not that you shouldn't be doing it, but that you might have some guilt around doing it for yourself. But it is about yourself, because if you're caring for somebody else, or if you're putting other people's needs before yourself, that's going to just lead to burnout. And this brilliant sun energy is very similar to the carnelian, and it's all about you. And you can't keep going, because you're just going to lead to be burnt out. You have to care for yourself as much as other people. Now, mint is this beautiful, it has a beautiful smell, scent, things like that. And it's used to help us digest. Like, mint is great for digestion. And for me, I feel like you may either have some stomach issues, or you may not stomach being the person that you take care of, as in focusing on yourself. You may not like that idea. And so part of what my guides are telling me is that, some peppermint tea would be very good for you to help clear your mind. But the other thing about this card is it's talking about the way forward. It's talking about a slow and steady progression, and it may feel like you take a bit of a zigzag, but you get across the emotional, the emotions that are underneath it. Okay, so you make steady progress, and you get there. You get to the other side. There's a bridge that's built for you. It doesn't go straight there. There's a little bit of a detour, but you are able to get there, and it's not up and down. And the water is relatively flat as well. So you'll be able to traverse this emotional stuff that you have, that you need to work on. And the other card below that card is the King of Pentacles, and he is here to tell you that you are able to do this work, that you have all the skills you need, you have all the resources that you need to get this work done. Now, it may seem a little bit boring in the beginning, but as you can see, we go from an 8 to the King, because you're quite accomplished in doing this. And when you take your focus from caring for others and looking outside of yourself, when you then focus that attention on yourself, you may not love it. You may find it uncomfortable and a bit boring. I don't feel the word is boring. It's not that. It's you may not get as much out of it as you do for other people. But the thing is, you'll be able to let go of a lot of stuff you've been carrying. So you'll be able to let go of, whether this is you or these are the things that are coming, the idea of being a martyr, carrying all this stuff that's not yours. The other thing is doing it because it's a responsibility, because it doesn't mean that you will change your focus in the sense that you will give anything up that you have been doing, but what you will be doing is including yourself. So instead of doing one or the other, you're going to do both. And that is what these cards are here to show you, that you're capable of doing that. The effort that you put into other people, you're able to do that for yourself. And putting this investment into yourself, caring for yourself, focusing on a solution for yourself is so important, because you're the sun that everything revolves around. So whatever it is that you're focusing on outside of yourself, that your effort and your care is needed. So it's like the more that you bring towards yourself, the more you give back to yourself, the more fertility there is for everybody. So it means there's more abundance, which is why we're seeing the Pentacles cards at the bottom here, because the effort and the work is going back into you, but that supports everybody, which means that you're caring for those around you by investing in yourself. Thank you, Pile 3, for watching today. I hope that made sense. Please let me know in the comments below, how that relates for you and if it resonated. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in another reading soon. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more readings like this. Bye for now. And Pile 4, if you chose the Desert Rose, then this is your reading. This is great for anxiety and for helping with, sleep as well, I think. Yeah, let's see if there's anything else that's coming to me about that particular stone in relation to you and your reading, Pile 4. So you have visualization and it's in the reverse. We also have the time of the full moon. So for me, this feels like there's an opening up happening for you. And I'm not sure if that means that there's an opening up within you, or if in the outside world there is something that is opening up for you, ready for you to move into. So let's have a look at your other cards and see what we sort of find out. So the land between is sitting right underneath visualization, and I'm just looking at the cards next to it, and the power of purpose and endless possibilities. So I feel like you are opening up and moving into a new phase of your life, or a new place of work, place of school, place of home. There's something that is changing for you, Pile 4. And the land between talks about being in neither the past or the future. And it's kind of like you're in a stationary or a holding pattern at the moment. And sometimes when we're in these types of places, we can't wait to move forward. We can't, wait to let go of whatever it was behind us. And I'm feeling quite heavy when I talk about that. So it feels like perhaps you're letting go of something you no longer really want to have sort of in your life. But the path ahead is not yet made, is kind of what I want to say. And you can see that there are two paths here leading to this place. However, when I say it's a holding pattern, it's a place where you'll stay for a little while. And it doesn't mean it's a long period of time, but it's like you make camp here. And 40 is the number of the, like a builder number. You're building the future. You're building a new opportunity in your life. And I feel like this card is in the reverse because you're probably not seeing all the possibilities. And, the full moon is all about releasing. It's all about letting go so that you can allow the new in. And so for you, it feels like you're not seeing the possibilities. You're not seeing what's open and what's possible, because you're probably only seeing the way in and the way out rather than seeing the endless possibilities, which is why we have this card here, but it's in the reverse position, because you're not seeing the possibilities. You're not open to maybe magic and wonder and the possibilities if you allow some magic into your life. And I know it's a really silly way of saying it, but sometimes when we want to control everything, Spirit is very happy to take the back seat and to do what we ask. But if we do that, we often dumb our lives down, dumb what's available to us, and make less available to us. And again, here we've got the power of purpose, and you can see there's a bullseye here. And again, this is in the reverse. It feels like if you want to cut straight to the chase and go to the end, the end goal of whatever this is that's opening up for you, you're going to miss this wonderful dance that's available to you. You're going to miss some really cool stuff. And there's also this other feeling with this card and this card. It feels like there's a possibility that you'll do a little bit of round and round too, going round and round and not progressing and not moving forward in the way you want to. So these are the energies that are sort of sitting underneath. This is what's happening, and this is, the stuff that you might be able to see. This could either be yourself, so we've got a male and a female here, and this could either be your divine masculine, your divine feminine, or, your yin and yang, or this could be someone around you who is acting like they've got it all together. And I say acting, which I think is quite funny because the King of Cups is sitting on this emotional upheaval, and, he's balancing his cup and he's balancing his throne on top of all this stuff, and he's able to do it. But we don't know what he feels inside. We don't know whether he's open to sort of some weird things happening. He's kind of like keeping a lid on things. He's pushing things down because his face isn't joyous, it's not happy, it's quite clipped. And so there may be things that either your masculine side or someone around you who feels like they're on top of everything, and our masculine side often does that, whether that's representing a real person or not. But it could be that part of you thinks, I've got this, I know how to cope with it, I know how to deal with it, I know how to navigate these waters, when in reality there's a lot more going on, and by the use of force to constrain emotions, you're using a lot more energy than you possibly need to do, and you're also blocking off those endless possibilities. We have the Queen of Wands, who is in reverse. And I love the Queen of Wands. I always think about her as a very, she's really capable, very smart, and gets the job done. She's passionate, excited, but you've got her in the reverse. So it feels like, you may not be feeling very excited about whatever this is. You may not like being in this in-between stage. And you may be really digging your heels in because that doesn't feel so great. And what's happening when you do that is you're missing the possibilities. You're not seeing the power of the purpose of being in this land in between. So pile 4, there's opportunities here you're not seeing, and that is what the upside down cards are talking to you about. And that's why we have both the masculine and the feminine, I think, because you're not seeing there's some gifts in this process, in whatever's opening up for you. There is lots of gifts here, and we've got the Page of Cups, who's coming to talk to you about listening to your intuition, allowing strange and fanciful things to show up for you. So we've got the Fish coming in twice, and it's kind of like, are you ready to listen to your intuition? Are you ready to hear things that you may not normally have, listened to? Are you ready for a little bit of quirkiness? Are you ready for something creative, something exciting, something intuitive to show up for you? Because the Page of Cups, he is not terribly accomplished like the King and the Queen. However, he's ready for he's ready for that weirdness. He's ready for that creative spark to come to him, and he's quite excited and ready to jump into this sort of into something that he is not so sure about, but he's ready to give it a go. And I feel like the page is coming in here to remind you that there is part of you who is much more capable and creative and ready to, and has the skills to be in this space and make more of it. So ready to let go of these sort of more accomplished parts of yourself or people around you who are giving you advice. And so the cards here for you, pile 4, are discipline and communication. I recognize the value of time and effort. As a master, I have the power to resist all forms of inertia. Communication, being so free from ego and preoccupation with being so free from ego and preoccupation with how others might perceive me. As a master, I can say what I mean and express myself honestly and openly. And I feel like that is quite key here, that you are able to listen to your own intuition and your own creative visions or sparks, and communicate them and have a say in whatever's happening, whatever's opening up for you. There's much more here for you than you're allowing at this time, pile 4, and your intuition and your higher self really want you to understand that what you're going through, there's much more lessons for you to learn from this, and the discipline is needed, but the discipline in being open, in being ready for this creativity, this intuition, whatever it is, and being open to finding out what this land in between can possibly be for you. And then you'll flick this visualization into a much more open-ended thing where you get much more out of it. Hope you've enjoyed this reading today, pile 4. If you have, please give this reading a thumbs up. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more readings like this. See you again soon. Bye for now. And here we have pile 5. If you chose this beautiful shell, this is your pick a card reading about what you're ready to release and let go. And your first card, if I can pick it up, Strength Reversed. So I feel like you either feel like you've been carrying a heavy load, or feel like you're not strong enough to carry whatever it is that you're holding on to at the moment. But I don't feel like you feel like you're ready to put it down either. So the card below it you've got is the 10 of Wands, and it's all about carrying a heavy burden. There's a really strong person here holding on to this pile of wands that they see the potential in. They see all this growth, new growth, and that they don't want to put them down because they feel like there's a reason to carry them, and that reason is more important than the burden that they're creating. And I feel these cards are really talking to you about that. And then we've got introspection in the reverse. As a master, I turn myself within. I see my inner world, rigorously checking my self-inventory. I am never deceived by myself. I know myself completely. However, we have this in the reverse. So I feel like at the moment you're not ready to put this burden down. But I feel like by picking this pile 5, that your higher self is asking you, why are you holding on to it? If you're not ready to put it down, when will you be? So perhaps because you're the last pile that I'm filming, and for you, I don't feel like you're ready to let this go yet, but I feel like you need to know about it or hear about it. And so let's have a look at these other cards we have here. And so we have Into Me I See. Now the thing about this card is, this card here talks about introspection, and I feel like this card here, and I don't always see this, but with this card, what I'm feeling is someone who's very much looking at the outside of what other people see within, and it's not a card of looking within at all. It's not a card about intimacy either. It's a card of looking at what other people are seeing around me. Do I meet other people's expectations? Do I look like, I don't know, the goods? Do I look pretty enough, skinny enough, fit enough, healthy enough, whatever it is? Do I have the right house? Do I have the right hair? Do I have the right nails? What I'm getting at is, this looks like you're viewing your own life through other people's lenses, or through the outside world, when part of you feels like you're actually not. It feels like you're being introspective and feels like you know who you are. But pile 5, I actually feel like, again, this card here is the 9 of Cups, and this man is very proud of himself. He's sitting there, in front of all his cups, saying, look how good I am, look how special I am. I have all these cups. They're filled with I don't know what, but they look impressive, So I'm seeing this need to be seen in the world, to be seen and to be looking as if you have the goods. And I don't know what the goods are, because I just keep getting that same sentence. But whatever it is that you're carrying, whatever it is that is your burden, it's a big burden. And, there may be some merit here in it, but at the moment, what it's creating on the outside feels like a very, very hard shell. And it also feels like it's see-through. So looking at this card, it feels like people can see through your outside exterior, that perfect vision of yourself, or how you want people to see you. It feels like people can see through. And again, if we look at this card, it's like, what does that, the curtain, what does that hide? What is underneath? What is inside the cups? Like, it feels like you feel like people can see right into your very soul. Now, we've got some other cards here which don't feel like they're the same energy. It feels like we're sort of shifting a gear, and it feels like you are wishing, hoping, praying that whatever this thing is comes to fruition, that it works out for you, that, it does all the things that you want it to do. However, you're also wishing that people don't see you for who you really are. So I feel like there's quite a lot of conflict going on for you, pile 5, a lot of conflict. It feels like it's hard work. So we've got a lot of different energies happening. We've got earth energy, fire energy, and emotional energy as well. But it does feel like, it's kind of a little bit relentless. You're churning out the same thing over and over and over again. And it feels to me like it feels burdensome, it really does. And it feels like you're not ready to let go of it, but it's kind of like you're ready to start seeing it. And that's why you're watching this video today. Pile 5, you're willing to see what it is at the moment that you're still kind of putting a lid on. Sacred Reverence. Found that challenging. You have the keys to unlock this. You have the keys to unlock all of this potential. And my voice was really changing then, because this is like when you decide to get serious. And when you decide to get serious, things start changing for you. You have the key, you know where it goes. It's like things will fall into place. But before you do, it's kind of like you might need to go within. You might be forced to go within. The Hermit in reverse. The Hermit upside down, or the other way around, might have been you knowing that you had to go within. But the Hermit in reverse here for you feels like you might need someone else to show you. You might need, someone forcing you to go within. You might have someone show you how to go within. And pile 5, I wanted to bring another card in because I wasn't understanding completely this message of the Hermit and Sacred Reverence. And I did. So I brought in focus, and it's the centipede. And you can see that each part of the body follows the other part. It moves in a pattern. It makes, it makes a clear path. Each foot or each part of this is all part of the progression. And what I feel is that when you start going within, that focus, the focus will shift. And once you do start going within, it's going to unlock a lot for you. It's going to unlock a deeper sense of not only who you are, but how you want to achieve things, and not before it feels like it's been how you appear to other people and how it appears like what you're doing, whether you are working hard, whether your work was good in other people's eyes. And it's taken a lot of personal strength to keep going in these conditions. But once you actually go within and you start focusing on that inward journey, the inward path, things then start unlocking for you. You start seeing why you've done certain things, what they meant, and why, how you got where you're going, or what it is that you were meant to learn. The other thing here is that when you start going within, that focus will change the path, but it won't change it so that it's not recognizable. You'll still be focused on the same work. That's what it feels like to me. However, you will know yourself as a master because you've turned yourself within. I see my inner world, rigorously checking my self-inventory. I am never deceived by myself. I know myself completely. And so this illusion that you had created in the past, and where you didn't want anybody to know, how hard you work at it, it's like you will end up not caring, which will be a great thing for you. And you'll only worry about whether you feel good, whether the burden is good enough, not good enough, whether the burden is right for you, and not how strong you are, whether you can bear it, because you can bear all of this. You've bared an enormous weight, but it's a choice. This is where this stuff here, when you go inside, it's like you choose then from your own perspective, not from anybody else's, not from because you want it to look a certain way, or because you want the outside appearance of the sum of your life to be seen by certain people, but because it feels right for you. And this is the thing that helps you make progress. This parts, everything sort of like gets rid of all the crap and leads you right where you want to go. And the energy that you move towards, instead of this hard work and doing things for show, it's you cut to the chase. You get where you want to go. Thank you so much for watching today. Your reading was quite different from most of the other piles. If you have enjoyed this reading, please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more readings like this. Bye for now. And here we have pile number 6, so the seed. We've got a seed pod that's open and allowed all its seed to disperse. So not sure where we're going with that. Commitment, we have wolf, and it's evening primrose, and it's all about commitment. So I feel like your commitment is being second guessed. I feel pile 6, I feel like you are being, it's like you're having probably family members or friends really drilling down into you about maybe your beliefs, maybe your, the way you're moving forward in life at the moment. Excuse me, my throat really wants to clear. So perhaps there's a lot of issues coming around communication and you communicating with your pack So your pack is, whether that's family, friends, or whether that's people around you in some sort of work environment or some sort of social environment. And it feels like you feel very, very open and honest. However, I feel like there's a lot of people almost wanting to hunt you down because of some of your beliefs. And I feel like what you're ready to let go of is that pack mentality, that commitment to a pack mentality. Because the things that you're ready to share with the world, I feel like you're ready to share them, and you want to do so in a way that you're not angry, you're not aggressive, you're not frightened. You're showing up in a very even-tempered way, and I feel like you're ready. So I did talk about this being, it's all the seeds are already shed. All the seeds have moved on. They're not sitting in those little holes. So I feel like you have been waiting for this. You have been nurturing something or preparing something to be, sent out into the world. And I feel like the time is now to let go of that pack mentality, that belief that you're only strong if you're, if other people believe you're strong. You're only strong if you're in control of everything. You're only strong if other people tell you you're strong. And it's all about turning that around for you now. This is you being strong within yourself, and this is you communicating freely and stepping out of the confines that that you feel like you either have created around yourself or you feel that there are around yourself. I'm going to leave the concentration for now. Now, there is a lot of intuitive cards here for you. So whether you're opening your intuition, whether you're, this card talks of reclaiming your mind, and that feels very strong for you. And again, it's in the reverse, and it's a 36, so it's a 9. And I feel past 6 that you're being told that you're reclaiming your own mind from that pack. You're not necessarily having an awakening. That could be so for some of you, but for the majority of you, this is you going, well, I didn't trust all those things in the first place. However, I went along with it because, and then whatever it is you told yourself. But this is it's kind of like a slate cleaning of your mind, excuse me, but it's also of your psychic abilities. So your third eye is being cleansed of all this pack mentality crap that you've been hanging on to. This is a big cleansing for you, which is awesome. And that's a celebration sitting under there. The 4 of Wands is saying that that's a celebration. It's about time that you reclaimed your own mind from this pack mentality. And we've got open intuition, seek clarification. And this is you beginning to trust yourself and having all your psychic senses open. You can see that the palm chakras are open. The heart center is filled with what feels to me to be a peacock feather's eye. And the peacock feather's eye is also in the third eye. Now, the reason why that's important is because one of the things that I think about when I think of peacocks is that they aren't strutting around because they want to impress everybody. However, we may think of that sometimes. But what a peacock really wants to do is celebrate itself, feel confident about itself, feel good about itself. So a peacock is so self-assured, and that's what is happening to you or will happen for you. And it's about letting go of that pack mentality, letting go of that commitment to others rather than yourself. That is when you'll know you're strong. And this is when the High Priestess comes in. We're looking at when you're opening your intuition up. And this talks about seeking clarification. But for me, I'm like, no, you're seeking clarification within, not without. There's no more without, or outside of yourself. The High Priestess is coming here to talk to you about the divine union of your yourself, you and your higher self. That's that divine union here, and that is you being open to your psychic senses. There's a lot of intuition-based stuff happening for you, pile 6, around this time. And we have another little message here, which is concentration. Allowing myself to be totally alone with my inner work. As a master, I am focused and unavailable for distractions. I am single-minded and clear. And I love that. That really is sitting between commitment and strength, and talking to you about being single-minded in what is right for you. Clearing your own vision. The clearing of your third eye vision is about clearing all the debris, clearing all those other thoughts that don't belong to you, that may be sitting up in the ether that you have been connected to. It's like you're disconnecting from collective thought. And when I say collective thought, I mean the stuff that keeps you bound, the stuff that keeps you committed to living a life that is not for you. And if you look at these cards below on the bottom, we have a celebration. We have the strength card in the reverse, because it's showing you that you are much stronger than you believe you are. At the moment, you're living by the pack mentality, and it's time to let that go, because you're much stronger than that. When you're focused on your divine intuition, when you're open to it, when you let go of all that other crap, you're going to find, which is the celebration, and when you concentrate, you're going to find this is you. And this is you as the pack leader, not as a pack follower. This is you knowing who you are. You're able to look yourself in the eye without any fear, without any anger, without any resistance, because you know who you are. This is a really awesome time for you, pile 6. If you have enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for being here. I'll see you again in a reading soon. Bye for now.